doing it. How's everybody doing? Looks like I can be heard. A lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. I'm still working on this laser effect, but I'm having a lot of fun and I'm learning a lot about Unreal. In the meantime, I was going to do a bunch of changes today, so I thought I would do them live on the stream while I have a Coke. I think this is like number 7 or so. Okay. Let's get right to it. Got the FAQ on the top of the list up there. It's been a while since I've done this. I've been busy. Yeah, here we go. This is the effect we're working on. Let me pull this over to the side and just run this for a second. Got the Niagara debugger there. What's the release date looking like? Yeah, that's a good one. So I'm getting the white stuff out here. Let me try to fix that. Hold on a second. I'm going to go back to the be right. There we go. Okay. Meantime, we put in DLSS this morning as our anti-aliaser. It's interesting. The game runs a little faster. Fixes certain problems. Creates other problems. If I have this is on right now, if I could change the DLS denoiser. I don't have the code set up to switch in runtime to between DLSS and TSR, or TSAA, I think is what we were using. Should be interesting on a 50 series card. There should be significant improvements. I don't have one, but I'm tempted to get one just to see what the difference would be like. Anyways, I've been working on this effect. This is our stand-in laser gun, and it's the effect of when lasers blow up things. And this is what I have so far. Let's just shoot something here. So it throws off a bunch of sparks, a bunch of rocks that get cool. It's pretty spectacular. But what was happening before, okay, Logan Newport, you got your shout out, and I'm going to expect that 1,000 copies of the game. Otherwise, I'm coming after you. Hey, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. That's a significant donation. Thank you very much. Anyways, so what I was going to show is when I was doing this, there was a bug with the anti-aliaser, or the anti-aliaser that showed up in a certain way, and I'm going to try to recreate the bug. It was in this material. I can do this without even stopping the game. Yeah, this is my sparkle material here, and there was a setting in here that was like, where is it? It was, took me a while to figure out how to fix this. Output depth and velocity. So if I don't have this, check out how this looks. This, which is actually a bug, is that these blasts have these like huge smoke trails coming off of them. They look like smoke trails in the dark. And I actually thought that was pretty cool. So I was going to try to replicate it for real without the bug. But if I flip that switch off, it's when they show up on a dark thing. The other thing we fixed too is the torch doesn't make the background glow anymore. We were able to fix that. So that was a big complaint that You saw this in a lot of the streams, and we did all the trailer. It was like there was this effect of like the torch lighting up the area around. It's hard to explain. It was an artifact, but we got rid of this. So there's this, yeah, these things that look like smoke trails coming off. These aren't really smoke. It's a artifact from not having, basically having this anti-aliasing mode on without the right motion vectors. So if I turn that on, you can see they go away. But I actually kind of like them, so I want to bring them back for real instead of having it just be a bug. So that's what we're going to work on today. This probably needs to be dialed back a little bit for the game, but it's kind of fun to go into these caves and blow stuff up around and see all this hot things left on the ground afterwards. Somebody asked how long did it take to make this effect. It was like the last 3 streams. So you can go back and watch the last 3 streams where I put this together, 3 or 4 streams where I started by getting the effect of the heat rocks and then kind of walked it up to this whole effect here. If you look really closely, it's kind of hard to see here. You can see that the box itself starts to glow. And what we're going to have is that if the lasers don't break the rocks are going to continue to glow, or the blocks are going to continue to glow and cool down. Where I really like this, I will show you this. I have this vision for how I want the lighting to work in this game, and it's starting to come together. Let's look. I gotta find my magic cave here. It's like muscle memory. I have to find. It's this one and then straight down, I think. Actually, do I have it marked? Oh, I do. Cool. What this is here is this cave that I keep going back to, but I have, if you watched our cave streams, there's these like really big voids that we have in the caves, and this is one of them. But you can see in here, if you start using the lasers, like they start to like, I don't think I have that switch. Either that switch now is not set, or we're still getting the effect of it. It's still happening down here. It's interesting. I thought I had fixed it. Okay. But you can see how these effects will start to like light up a cave area. Like this would be a... Yeah, so that we're gonna have to dial that back a little bit, I think, on release. But it's the general. In fact, we could probably do that today if we're in there. Anyways, pretty spectacular. One of the cool things that you can do here with ray trace lighting is things like this can light the world. So you can see that when one of these appear, you know, like everything kind of gets lit up around this. And I was explaining this, I think, in the Discord forum, where like in the old days you would have to fake that, and nowadays I just put a bright thing in the world and it lights the world up. So it's kind of a cool thing. And I want to come up with some effects for the other stuff breaking, like rock breaking or whatever. It's totally just, the bug just totally came back. I'm wondering if I have to stop and restart or something. Make sure I save this. And let's roll this in. It's interesting. I don't know if flipping that back and forth had an effect. It would definitely be easier to debug this without that being an issue. Let's go back into the armory and we'll start to edit this. It's an easier test case for this. The armory is if you've watched our streams before, is a test level. You can see here is where we experimented with the heat effect. And I have the effect sitting in here that I can test. There's his is the effects editor here, and you can see the effect here. I gotta figure out how to get this. Let's go. We're gonna need this anyways. Let's pull up a grok for us. In Unreal 5, how do I translate or reset the view on the preview window? Translate, hold the right mouse button and drag up and down. Doesn't really seem to work. Like, this is supposed to be showing me a preview of this effect, but it's like off camera and I can't figure out why that is the case. It has something to do with the bounding volume. Rotate, zoom, scroll, focus on F. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is cool. I can show you. Let's make this big. Let's make this bigger, and then we can break this effect down so far for you. I did a lot of this stuff off camera because I didn't want to. So there's 4 parts of this right now. There is the cube, the burst, the rocks, and the sparks. The first part is the cube. Well, the first part is this glow flash. And it's just a really quick flash. I'm going to work on this in the future, and this will be the hit effect for lasers. It'll be something more impressive than that. I actually don't know why the timeline on that is so long either, but I'm not going to mess with it because everything looks good. Then what I wanted to do, the cube actually goes away immediately, so I put a fake cube in the world, and I have it get hot very quickly, up into the point where it breaks. And when it breaks, it goes away and gets replaced by, first of all, this burst of hot rocks that cool off. And those are the meshes that run this shader, or this shader. This doesn't look very good. This shader on them here, basically. And then I threw in the sparks, and this is what makes it look like the 4th of July. We probably could do with a lot less of these. The sparks roll the same color curve as the other heated stuff, the same black body curve. And what I want to do is add smoke trails to these sparks now. So I'm going to kind of do this for the first time with you, and we'll see how it looks. And we should get something that looks sort of like that bug that was happening. And in the end, we can really easily roll the amount of particles back. And so it doesn't look so crazy and over the top. But I'm hoping that during a laser firefight, there'll be a lot of cool stuff happening. It's interesting that a lot of these particles just kind of fall out. Oh, that's the rock fragments, I think, that are doing that. It's kind of cool when you play this thing out. Well, I don't have it on here. Is that it almost looks like a liquid splashing, like magma or something. We should be able to take the Niagara debugger. Where is this thing? We go into our effect here. Yeah. Debug. This is our Niagara debugger. There we go. We could just keep kind of running this over, select something else. And this should just keep playing for us. here. So let's see if we could drop those smoke effects in. We don't want to save this. What I want to do here is last time I was here, we were going through one of these effects packs, and I want to pick out some good smoke in there. And I'm much more comfortable with somebody made it's not funny, but somebody made a joke that the game is going to have to hold an epilepsy warning. There's probably some truth to this. I want to load up the effects pack, and we want to pull some good smoke out of it for these trails. I think this is this is where the sparks came from, I think. It's also interesting to see how these look with DLSS turned on. Let's shop for a effect here. We can move this over in the meantime. Why I had to rebuild all the shaders. It's going to take a couple seconds for it to stabilize here. Everybody uses these little things. I wonder if there's like a standard Unreal thing. I just want the smoke section. I wish I could fly through this instead of walk through it. Destruction, muzzle flashes, water, fire. Oh, here. You know, it's these trails out here are probably what we want. Just whiter and smaller. Or these. What are these called? Shoot and shoot. Okay. But I saw smoke effects here somewhere, so I'm going to go try to find them. Explosions. Is that over there? Is there smoke? God, I wish I could go faster. Oh, I can. Wait a second. Can I fly? Oh, I can fly in here. Okay. Sparks. Steam. This one actually might be useful. Steam 4. Smoke. Yes, this white smoke. Smoke 6. I don't know. None of these are amazing. Impact effects. Steam 4. What's interesting is the ones that they have in this effects pack. I think I'm going to try to put these in, but with a lighter color. So what is it? Shoot grad 1. See if we could pull both of these in. Shoot grad 1 and what's the other one here? Shoot grad 1 and smoke 6. Let's take a look at them. Let's take a look at both of these. Don't look at, yeah, cool guys don't look at explosions. It's totally true. Okay. Just want to take a look at these effects. So let's go to the ones we wanted here. So these are playing with everything off, which is kind of cool, I guess. Let's edit this one. Edit. Whoa, there's a lot of stuff in here. It's cool, I get to learn stuff. I didn't realize you could organize them like this. I don't care about the hit effect, it's the smoke effect. Really concerned about the material that this is using. Oh, it's an animated smoke 2. And what's the other one we said was smoke, just smoke 01. Smoke, does anybody remember? Smoke, this one. Smoke 6. And let's edit that one too. See, I just want to see if it's the same. It's interesting, there's 2 smoke effects there. This one and this one on top of each other. What's the material there? Smoke 2. They both use smoke 2. Okay, that'll work. Let's figure out the smoke here. Let's copy this. Can I just copy this? Throw it in my, oh, I gotta pull up my, my effect here. And we can just paste it in. Okay. And do I have this turned off? Do I have all these turned off? No. Why am I not seeing my effect? Oh, because it's so small. Okay. I had grokked this earlier. Let me just see if I could find the conversation that I prepared before the thing. Particle spawn. In the emitter update, spawn rate, alternatively, particle under the module particle spawn. We want to initialize particle from, what does this say here? Select the source emitter to spark. Do we see source? Look for it, source. No. Particle. which one did we copy over here? Did we copy the... It's probably be easier to do this. Wait a second. With this one. Copy this to our emitter. Paste. There we go. Event source. How's this set up? Okay. Dummy event locate execution. So Grok has lied to me, and this is set up. Emitter location event. Okay, so it looks like there's a initialize particle. Every time I think this is going to be easy, it's not. Receive location event. Generate location event. Oh, here we go. Can I just copy this? Interesting. And that goes into the Sparks particle update. Okay. So we're generating an event here. And do I have to save this? Is this oh, an error. I have an error. Is it this? Where's my error? Okay, totally is this. So what's the error? Stage has compile errors. Okay. Can you tell me what the error is? Particle spawn. I wonder if there's like another event that I have to handle there. Let's shrink this down so I get more view into this. God, it's so hard to do this on a single monitor. Let's see this. So generate location event. There's a generate death event. path event. Let's see if I can get the device output log, maybe, or output log. Okay, here's it go. So let's go to Grok here. And do I fix this error? Enable persistent in the emitters property panel. Look for emitter summary at the top. Expand the emitter. Requires persistent IDs. Okay. Emitter summary. Oh, I didn't realize you could do this. Requires persistent ID. And that seems to fix our problem. Does this actually work now? Nope. Okay, the event source is the location event. Whoa, totally works. It's crazy, but it totally works. So we have way too many sparks. So let's take this and let's bring the amount of sparks we have down. Somebody's asking about whether it's better to do suggestions on the Discord or on the Steam page. I look at both of those, so either one of them is good. Here is not so good because it's hard to do suggestions while I'm trying to get something done. But yeah, you could do either one of those. I go through them. I go through both of them. It's generally me going through the stuff myself, to be honest. Like, I'd like to say I got people on that, but I totally don't. Okay. Well, one of the things I don't like here is this color. Yuck. Definitely should be lighter. And gets transparent as it ages. It's probably good. God, that looks horrible. Why does that look so bad? Let's just go pure white. Just be too much of it. Let's roll the amount of sparks down. Like at least in like a 100 to 200. Way less particles. Well, one of the problems I don't like this orange smoke. The smoke should be smaller and a different color. So let's do this. Particle color. Let's go back. I don't like this at all. Let's remove this stop. Pull this back into here. Size of this. that down in half. God, I'm not getting what I want out of this. What does it look like? Let's bring our... Let's look at the smoke 6. Let's see what that smoke looks like. Smoke 1, a different particle. Smoke 2, color is, oh, just totally white. Why does this look so different? Let's pull that out and compare it to, fix that. Okay, so what's the big difference here? I think this is the one that we want. It's a different smoke altogether, though. It's like two of these things. That one is more like steam. This is the anime. I guess this is the one that both of these together is what we need. Let's just try to make this one work. Renderer. Okay, smoke 2. Let's just make sure all those particles are the same. We have smoke 2, none particles on a line face camera. Okay, the color, compare to these two. Let's see, look at them. Color, this is just a white curve that never fades out. I don't really see any issue with the stuff fading out. It just doesn't look the same to me. Anything else that it's size from 0 to 1. We could mess with that. Curl noise, UV animation, sprite size. Really, it's the renderer. The rest of the stuff we can tune. Let's pull back our level. Too many windows. Too many windows. Let's just drag some of these over here. Get the armory back. Hold on. This one I want to save. Don't save those. Okay. Okay, so here is our effect right now. Here's the debugger. Close that. That's horrible. Okay. It's being lit by the light. God, I don't like that at all. Okay. The first thing is they last too long. Also, I don't want them to smoke while they hit the ground. I'm starting to think this is all a bad idea. Is there like an overall scale? Random uniform. One. Okay, so let's go 50 to 100. Much smaller. What? 1 to 2. Okay. 20 to 40. 20 to 50. Yeah, I think we want that with just a higher rate, spawn rate. Let's put this up at like 5, 10. No? 20. Does it make a difference? 1.1. This is interesting to learn this. I don't think it's doing it the right way. I think what's happening is the location event of this spark is happening at a rate. It's 30. I bet if I put this rate to less, we'll get less particles. Yeah. You're watching me learn Unreal in real time. Okay. Trying to follow the chat here. It's talking about spiders. Okay, let's put these up at 60. Yeah, that's it. 100. 50. You could see this is where the difference is. 1, we get nothing. 2, 20, 40, 50, 60. Yeah, I think that's about right. Maybe a little bit more, 100. Let's get the lifetime of these particles to be less. 0.5 to 1. Point 0.25 to 0.5 maybe. There we go. So we don't have all this smoke hanging around. Are we losing the sparks when we do that? Like, it really takes away from the sparks. The smoke is not actually orange. It's being lit up by the sun. I could show you by changing the sun here. Like if I changed it to this, then they wouldn't be orange. They're actually being lit. I think that's actually a good thing because the smoke will look right in a dramatic way. I'm trying to get a balance between day and night when I do this, so I had this set to this low sun angle for a dramatic effect. I think that's actually pretty realistic. I don't think I want to try to stop that from happening. But you can see that here in the preview. Like this is the... I think we're pretty close. Crap, what were we doing? We were gonna... Oh, I gotta make these so that the sparks are on top of this, on top of the smoke, and Grok was showing me. Okay. Adjust the emitter sort order. Sprite renderer advanced. Push the sparks closer to the camera. Let's try each one of these things. Sort order is one of them. Custom ascending. Sort order hint. One. Let's try that. Does that change anything? It actually might knock back the... Oh, it seems to actually have fixed the problem. That actually might knock back the... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's the right look. Like if you get a... Let's see if I can get a better... a low angle of this, you'll see. Yeah, these things are coming up. I don't want them to smoke on the ground. Okay, so I think that there is, let's ask Grok again. Okay, I want the smoke emitters to die when the spark to rest. You know what I want? That's not true. What I want is them to only smoke immediately when they come out, and then for the emission to go away. Let's try that instead. How? I'm pretty sure I know how to do this. That would be basically this is an easy way to do this, is I could just do this based on the emitter age. Emitter age. Spawn rate 10. What happens if I go to spawn rate 0? Emitter state. Loop duration. What happens if I make this really short? Nope. I don't like how they pull apart like that. Let's read the grok thing. Control. The spawn rate doesn't seem to be controlling anything. The spawn seems tied to the location event handler. Yeah. Yeah, I bet I could just do this though. Seems like a weird way to do it. Send rate, this could be a curve. Goes from 100 to nothing very quickly. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to do it. Probably could start with higher, 200 to nothing. It's pretty good. Save that. I think that's the way to do it. So, yeah, so we don't have like things smoking on the ground. Like they only come out it's almost a little too much still. Let's pull it back to here and see. Okay, and then let's just make a whole lot less sparks. Where is the, let's go like 50 to 100 since the, okay, let's see how that looks at the game. No, we don't want that. Okay. Okay, oh crap. Okay, save this one. And the other ones I don't want to save. Okay, we ready? Man, I hate it. This is a problem. God, it just looks horrible. This is a bug, so yeah, that makes them go away. They live way too long. Okay, that fixes that bug. But man, I really hate the it's cool that I could just blow the walls out like that just to test it. Why does this look so crappy? Let's try. Yeah, let's go back to our thing. Okay, we want to scale. Let's start with this. Let's scale up in a nonlinear way. And let's change this size to 2. Let's make them a little bigger. But they will stay smaller for longer. No. I almost think linear is the way to go. I'm going to adjust this curve over here off camera while I... Does this even make a difference? Yeah, it totally makes a difference. Okay. Make them a little bigger. I think they're too dark. So let's try to make the, this is such a useful tool to be able to do this while the game is running. Oh, opacity 2. Here, let's start with opacity 1. .5 to 0. Let's see what that. There we go. There's too many of those playing at once. Let's see if we can just. Out of this little area here. 2, 1, and I think like all the effects are like playing. It's like 2. It's not. It should be more and more, way more subtle. What if I just like 0.1 here, like really subtle? Yeah, I just think it's too 0.25. Let's just and take this down off of this high white a little bit. Yeah, I think that's actually closer to what we're looking for. Let's just stop. Here, save this. I don't know what happens when I turn off. Stop, run again. Let's try this out. Maybe not quite enough. Oh, totally 0.25. Okay, stop. Let's run that again. I don't know why I lost my setting there. Too much. 0.2. God, I just really hate the spotty smoke particles. Is there a way to make this? location event. Let's go 400, like, and spawn rate 100. I hate it. I hate it. I'm totally not getting what I'm looking for. It's these spots that really bother me. I think I want them to get bigger faster. Let's see. Want them to be smaller when they overall. Maybe that's the key. 1 point. Let's get a fresh game here and just shoot one of these and see. What's going on with the UI? So what I'm kind of interested in, I'm going to jump down to my cave here. It's interesting they don't show up in the caves because there's no light down here. They're more dramatic down here because of the lighting. It's like the colors are, I have to look at that. The colors, the red and yellow kind of reminds me of like a McDonald's or something like that. That's pretty cool. Like watching these loop down here. Man, I didn't realize there was like an a lower area of this big cave. This cave is one of the big voids. It's just been really hard to light these big voids up in general, and I'm hoping that some sort of environmental feature will end up lighting them up. But you could see that these caves are actually really big. When they start to light up, you get a bunch of these going off at the same time. when I hit the debug button here, they all kind of go off. I'm amazed that it handles the frame rate. Actually, I should probably check that to see what the... It's not a really great test here. Because we're in the editor and there's a bunch of other things going on. There's a very small, even that milliwatt particles has a very small effect. I'm going to check it in. I'm going to go with this. It's definitely a slight improvement, and it's kind of stubbed out for somebody else to put together. I'd like to have a smoke effect. It's interesting to me that the particles don't light up here. What have we been doing? Okay. Somebody's asking here how far along we are. I don't know, because we still have to handle networking, and when we get networking done, we will know a lot more about where we are. I'm about an hour and a half into here. I'm going to have to dip anyways to do stuff with my kids. But does anybody have any questions before we take off here? Because I'm probably going to have to end the stream. Again, thank you for dropping by. Thank you for the donations. That helps out. Everything goes 100% to the development of the game. So and hopefully we'll be in a place to start the Kickstarter soon. Man, this light was kind of bad today. Well, I let my kids play the game. You know, my kids have never, I have 2 daughters that are 9 and 12, and they're really into Minecraft, and they're really into Roblox. Up to now, I don't think they played any of my games before. They're only kind of roughly aware of what I do. But this one, I actually think they probably will, especially my older daughter. I think she actually will play this. It seems something that she would do. Somebody's asking me if I'm having a wonderful day. Yeah, I did. I got good sleep. Went to the gym. Really killed it there before I got here. It's been a good day so far, and we're putting together some art, so this is a fun thing to do. And we got the DLS in the game this morning, so once we get the control panel in there, I can show you the difference between the DLS and the TSA is, I think, what we were using before there. Hoping to see the game flourish when it's all said. Me too. Everybody on the team really needs this to work. So we're counting on you guys. It's a really big deal to us. Everybody's putting a lot at risk to make this. So I appreciate all the support we've gotten so far, and it's a very important thing for us. Somebody's asking DLSS. DLSS is NVIDIA's new form of anti-aliasing. You can do some research if you want. It's sort of like the cutting edge, and everybody hates the TSR inside of I got fireworks going on behind me. I should click this so I get a better frame rate. Everybody hates the TSR in the anti-aliasing in Unreal. So we've put in the SLAA, DLSS, yeah. In place of it, and it seems to work really good. Like a DLSS is running in here right now. I can't. I put a video up on the Discord at one point, but I could flip through the settings and show you DLSS. It tends to, on high-end video cards, it improves the look and it improves the frame rate at the same time. And it solves a lot of our rendering issues, especially we're using their denoiser. The ray reconstruction denoiser, which tends to, I could probably show that home before I go out of the stream, the effect of the denoiser. I think it's on right now. It's hard. I got to get the control panel in here to really show this off. It's places like this where it really seems to make a difference. I don't know why the sun is moving so fast. That's a little weird. Let's, if I denoiser mode off, you can see, if you look at the edges of these, like these leaves, you can see all the light dancing around. I don't know if you can pick this up on the stream, but it's like things twinkle and do weird things. Everywhere we have moving shadows, we get this twinkling light. And if you turn the DLSS denoiser on, you can see how this all smooths out and goes away instantly. There's still some motion, which you would expect because the light's coming through the leaves, but you're not getting all this dancing around. I'm wondering how our effect looks with that. Yeah. Kind of, the smoke kind of hides the... Probably get our artist to tweak the smoke a little bit at some point. This is one of the more fun parts of doing game development. Everybody wants to do effects because it's such a fun thing. There's also like a real-time color and light exposure correction that's going on inside of DLSS, which is kind of nice. You know what I'd like to try before we go is I'd like to jump down into the dungeons. I think I'm still generating the dungeons under here. It was like a Three Stooges thing the guy just did there. Oh, do I have them turned off? I have the dungeons turned off. And seeing if there was issues with light leaking inside of the dungeons, but I'm not seeing it here. There was a lot of sort of blotchy, like this is an area that probably would have been blotchy before. Let me try to turn off the denoiser here. Maybe not. Like places with these that are lit up by these big lava columns. So not a place where you see it. The game also runs a lot slower inside the editor here, like half the speed. Like we're getting frame rates of 70, 80 frames a second outside of this. It's interesting. Somebody's asking if it works better on lower spec computers with DLSS. I don't really have the answer to that. My guess is it'll run better on low end but newer hardware. So like you know, like a 4060 versus a 4080, 3060 versus a 3080. I think that the lower end newer hardware, but I think that I just don't know. I don't have the answer to that. Yeah, like a 3060, I think probably would benefit performance-wise the most from it because the rendering could be done at a fractional size, but it still has the features to do the DLSS. I don't think that if you went lower than that, I think that you'd probably have to turn the DLSS off completely because it probably just wouldn't be supported on something like that. I think that under a 30 series card, I think the game will end up looking significantly different, especially if it's not RTX supported. Yeah, it's just going to look like a different, up to that point it'll be performance, but below that I think the game will start to actually look different below that. And we haven't tested it yet on a 50 series card. The 50 series cards are supposed to get amazing improvements from DLSS. Like there's supported features on DLSS that only work on 50 series cards. So I'm kind of curious. Now I almost want to get one just to see what the like if it actually makes a difference. Okay, I appreciate everybody going on. I actually have to be gone in 5 minutes, so I'm going to thank everybody for coming in. Thank you for the donations. Hopefully we can do this again soon. I'm going to peel out here with the teaser. Thank you.